Hello YouTube, and today we are going to be discussing the Halloween movie franchise. So right after this, we'll get right into the thick of things, the Halloween movie franchise. And we are back, and like I said earlier, today we're going to be discussing the Halloween movie franchise. And of course, there's been numerous of them. So, we're going to tackle each of them, and then I'll give you my final thoughts at the very end of the video. So then, of course, let me start out by saying that I do not consider the Halloween remakes as part of the franchise. So there's not going to be anything about the Halloween remakes, which would be the Rob Zombie, the two that he did, because they were basically just like a reimagining of the original Halloween. And I was not impressed with them. I just don't like seeing, there's just no other Dr. Loomis except Donald Pleasance, and no other Laurie Strode other than Jamie Lee Curtis. So, just starting right out, the Halloween remakes, the Rob Zombie, nope, will not be included in this video. So, with that being said, we will move on to the Halloween franchise. The first Halloween, Halloween 1, the night he came home, which came out in '78, I think. It was a very good movie. I thoroughly enjoyed. Well, I guess we don't really need to hit all the Halloween movies. I'll just talk about the franchise. Halloween 1 that started it all with Jamie Lee Curtis and Donald Pleasance. I love that movie, and that is one of my go-to Halloween movies for Halloween night is the Halloween movies. And of course, I always start out with the first one. And then part 2, of course, where it basically picks up where Halloween 1 left off, and it involves, a lot of it is in the hospital, where Laurie Strode is. So, Halloween 1 and 2. Halloween 3 I'll get into, but in a little bit, because Halloween 3 is a bit different than the other Halloweens. And then there's Halloween 4. And then that one, basically kind of does pretty much pick up where 2 left off. And it has, of course, it doesn't have Jamie Lee Curtis in it, but it does have Donald Pleasance as, good old Dr. Loomis. And he's in a few of the franchise. And then there's Halloween 5, because the 4 really revolves around Michael Myers' niece. I wish I could remember her name, but I can't. But his niece. And she is featured in parts 4 and 5. And when you get to 6... I really don't want to do spoilers. I don't want to give everything away. But, things kind of change a little bit. And that was actually Halloween 6 was the last movie that Donald Pleasance was in. Because after that, after part 6, he passed away. And believe me, Halloween just isn't Halloween without Donald Pleasance, him is no, all this little things he's always added to the Halloween franchise. He actually made, in my opinion, he made a lot of the movies. The Halloween movies was Donald Pleasance as Dr. Loomis, where he goes, you let it out. You know, and that's how the doctor said, don't you think you can refer to him, you know, it as in him? And he goes, if you say so. But he, of course, Dr. Loomis was Michael Myers' therapist, I guess, his therapy doctor. But, and then part 7, which was basically Halloween H2O, that, it was okay. It did bring back Jamie Lee Curtis. Of course, it did not bring back Donald Pleasance. But, and then Halloween Resurrection. You know, the Halloween franchise is kind of messed up because she got killed in part 8, H2O. Or actually, that's Halloween Resurrection. And then after that, it kind of stopped after Resurrection. Then they came out with those 2 deplorable remakes, which, like I said, we're not going to get into. And then they released Halloween, which came out in, I think, oh boy, I hope I'm not going to be incorrect on it, but if so, people will let me know. And it did have Jamie Lee Curtis, and it was just called Halloween. And that brought back Jamie Lee Curtis, and which is kind of weird because she got killed off. So I guess that just goes to show you that anybody can come back if, you know, they have a good enough plot, I guess. And then after Halloween, they came out with one last year called Halloween Ends. Or not Halloween Ends, good grief. What was that one called? Halloween Kills. So, and then, you know, obviously, you know, Michael Myers survived that one too, which leads me to this year's Halloween Ends. And I did watch that because I do have Peacock. So if you have Peacock, you can actually stream and watch Halloween Ends. And it's a really good movie. It does start out a little interesting. There's, you know, some stuff in there that's weird, but it is a really good movie. And it did end the Halloween, you know, it supposedly ended the Halloween franchise. Let's hope, because I don't think they're going to really bring him back unless it's some sort of stupid thing that they come up with, you know, to bring him back. But I'm not doing spoilers or anything, but I do recommend that, because I kind of lost interest in the older Halloweens. But when I watched Halloween Ends, it kind of got me pumped up to watch the Halloween franchise again. It was very well done, and so I would definitely recommend that you watch Halloween Ends. If you haven't watched it already, either go to the theater and watch it. I think it's still in the theaters. It should be. Or if you, like I said, if you have Peacock, you can stream it on there. And that's what I did. I don't usually go to too many movie theaters because actually when you sit at home, you can control the environment. When you go to a theater, you got some idiot sitting up in front of you with his phone out, looking things up or texting or whatever. So it's just kind of nice, you know, when you watch things at home, you know, have a little bit more controlled environment, I guess. So that ended the Halloween franchise. And it, like I said, it was very good. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to touch on something, and a lot of people probably won't agree with this, but this is how, you know, this is how I feel. And as much as I liked Halloween 1 and Halloween 2 was, you know, okay, in my opinion, the best Halloween that was ever made was Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. And the reason I like it is because it didn't have Michael Myers. The general public didn't like it because it didn't have Michael Myers, but I liked it because it didn't have. So I guess I'm kind of bass backwards, I guess, or something. But Halloween 3 had so much potential. It could have really spawned a lot of different sequels, and they could have really expanded on that. But, you know, the public spoke, and they didn't like the idea that it didn't have Michael Myers. So, you know, it pretty much, it does have a cult following, which, you know, which is good. Because in my opinion, like I said, the music is great, and it's got that little jingle, that bum 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 bum, happy happy Halloween, Halloween. You know, that, I love that jingle. That's great. But the music was great, and I love the plot, and you know, and Tom Atkins, he was in it, and I'm a big Tom Atkins fan. He, you know, he was been in a lot of movies. He was in The Fog, and, you know, and Night of the Creeps and stuff like that. He was in a lot of different movies. Even Lethal Weapon he was in. So, but Halloween 3 is a standalone. I don't know, I guess you consider it a standalone. I don't really consider it as a sequel, but it's the better one. I love it. And what John Carpenter really wanted to do with it was really neat. And I really wish that people would have given it a chance, instead of just getting their panties up in a wad because it didn't have Michael Myers. So, but that's my opinion, you know, the Halloween 3. And that's why I saved it for last, because technically it's a sequel, but technically it's not, and it's kind of like a standalone. So, and there's my phone ringing. But, and I'll get that in a little bit. But as you can tell, my phone is up for Halloween, Dark Shadows theme. But anyway, so with that being said, I guess that's pretty much all I really got to say about the Halloween franchise. Is, you know, they are worth watching. Thank you. They are worth watching. But my favorite is the third, and Halloween Ends really did kind of get me excited about Halloween, but I don't want them to bring it back. You know, don't find a way to bring it back. Just leave it alone. Leave it alone. You know? So, alright, well, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and bail out of here, and then I'm going to upload this video. So, if you haven't watched the Halloween franchise, you know, if you've never watched Halloween, I don't know of anybody that's never watched the original Halloween. You know, it's good. So I would recommend, and if you haven't watched Halloween Ends, you know, and because if you were kind of like me and lost faith in the Halloween franchise, watch it. It'll keep your interest, and it is a good movie. So, all right, everybody, I will see you next week, because next week is the last full week of October, and of course we're going to be doing some more Halloween videos, you know, about movies or Halloween itself. So, alright, I will see you later on. Boo. Alright, well, first of all, I want to say thank you for watching my video. And if you like this video, please leave a comment below. Keep the comment respectful, please. I do try to keep this as much as possible a family-friendly YouTube page. So leave your comment below. And if you, after you leave a comment, if you liked my video, please remember to like my YouTube page. So that way you can check out some other videos that I have. And then remember, or like my video, and then subscribe to my channel, so you'll be able to access, well, you can anyway, but you'll be able to get into some of my other videos. And then remember to bash that notification bell, bash it, so that way if you like the content of my videos, then you will receive notifications whenever I upload new videos. And I do all kinds, so, you know, there's got to be something on there that holds people's interest. And then remember, after you like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell, and then if you would, share my video. Share it. Share it on Facebook, different social medias, whatever you got. Share it on there so we can get the word out. Maybe I can build up my little YouTube page. So, okay. See you in the next video.